It's been a devastating year in California with wildfires burning across the state. They're blamed for the deaths of at least 8 people and the loss of countless homes. So far, more than 4,000 fires have burned nearly 818,000 acres. This summer's Mendocino complex fire is responsible for more than half of that destruction.
The river and ranch fires combined make up the biggest complex fire in the history of California. The flames are leaving a trail of devastation. But out of the ashes, the seed of an idea was planted for a local artist. Jamie Wax is here with his story. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning, Elaine. Darren Sarkin is making art to shine a light on the ongoing crisis in California. 2 things he knows a lot about. Working in his Los Angeles studio, Darren Sarkin designs lighting and installations for movie studios, musicians, and corporate events.
I try to take inspiration from what I find in the world. Usually that is more meaningful than anything that I want to create.
His latest project is personal. It began just over 2 years ago after a wildfire tore through the Angeles National Forest. The Sand Fire, as it was called, would torch more than 40,000 acres of land in less than 2 weeks. What Sarkin found driving through the area was shocking.
And suddenly, around me, the hillsides were covered in black ash and tree nubs sticking out of the soil. So I got out, and something encouraged me to drag a few pieces of wood back to my car, and then I just had them in my house, wondering, what am I going to do with this?
The answer, bring wood back to life. He meticulously carves grooves through the wood, which he then fills with strips of LED lights. He adds shards of recycled glass and applies polyurethane to preserve the finished product.
When you're working with these pieces, what are you chasing after? What are you trying to make?
I'm trying to find some beauty in the ugliness, trying to bring life to death.
His pieces are now part of an installation titled Burning Light, which is currently on display at the West Hollywood Gallery Radiant Space.
I had gathered a couple small pieces of wood before I came across this. The charcoal falls apart so easily that I was trying to delicately haul a 100-pound log back to my car and keep it from breaking too much.
Sarkin has always been drawn to the outdoors. When he's not working, he's hiking and scaling mountains. That passion for nature has fueled the Burning Light project.
The initial inspiration for this came when I was climbing El Capitan in Yosemite in 2015. On the ground, all around us, beautiful, green, lush nature. But at about 1,000 feet up, suddenly seeing everything from above, could just see how dry and dying the forest looked.
This is you trying to fix that in some small way.
Yes.
Another influence for Sarkin is his cousin, a firefighter for the Ventura County Fire Department. Currently, there are 8,000 firefighters on the front lines, fighting 6 significant fires across the state.
Now here we are, 2.5 years later, in the midst of this installation, and California is again ravaged by wildfires. Is that a visceral experience for you right now, sitting inside of this installation?
Absolutely. I feel what inspires me most about this kind of work is that it brings attention to what's going on around us. The timeliness of this is total accident. It's painful.
Over the past 5 years, fires have engulfed nearly every corner of California. Satellite photos capture the plumes of smoke across the state, and according to NOAA, the smoke has reached all the way to the East Coast, making Burning Light a uniquely modern work of art.
It's great when art meets a moment like this, right?
Yes. It's hard for me to say great because what is happening is awful, but great that people can have a more clear understanding, and hopefully we can come together around that.
Working with his cousin, Sarkin selected the wildfire-related charity Cal Fund to receive 10% from all the pieces sold in the current installation.
Wow.
So deeply personal, Jamie. I loved when you asked him, what are you chasing after? And he said, I'm trying to find some beauty in the ugliness, trying to bring life to death.
It's the truth. You know, there's something about the glow and the space that's been put into these burnt pieces of wood that seems to have exposed the heart of the pieces, the heart of the wood.
It looks as though you have to see it in person to really get it.
Definitely.
Oh, wow.